guys, welcome back. So this week I'm going to be talking about something very strange that happened to me this week. It's not something that I'm completely unfamiliar with. I've experienced similar things before, but this was extreme and it was really scary and really freaked me out. I know what it is, but still scared me, you know? So basically, I've suffered from insomnia for years now, since my health problems kind of started, and it got worse about 4 or 5 years ago, and since I was young, I've suffered from something called sleep paralysis when I'm really tired. It's something that hasn't happened much recently. I've had it probably about 2 or 3 times this year at max, and it's been really mild until the other night. But I used to get it quite regularly as a kid. Some of you might have heard of it. It's not that abnormal. They say that each person usually experiences it once in their lifetime. I just happen to get it quite a lot. There are some people that are just prone to it more than other people. I think it's just my mind likes to fuck with me. That's what I'm putting it down to be quite honest. When I was younger, I used to get these episodes where I'd feel like I was stuck to my bed. So if I were sleeping on my back, I'd feel like I was kind of pinned down. Not necessarily that somebody was pinning me down, but that I just couldn't move, hence the paralysis part in the name. And I'd always hallucinate that there was, I always thought of him as a man, but I don't know, a person, a dark, like almost like a silhouette, dark face person in the corner of my bedroom, and I'd see it and I wouldn't be able to move, and sometimes it would last a couple of minutes at most, and other times it could last for hours, and I would just be staring at this thing, and occasionally it would move closer towards me and I would see it sort of not walk but kind of float towards me. It wasn't until about 4 or 5 years ago, up until that point, I kind of thought that I either thought I was a little bit crazy or that we might have had a ghost. But I saw a sleep therapist for my insomnia and I told him all about it, and he was saying that sounds a lot like sleep paralysis. And he explained to me how it can happen, and it's almost like you're in between being awake and a dream state, and it's like your mind's kind of in a dream state even though you're awake. So there are other terms for it, but it's basically a hallucination of something, and for whatever reason you can be completely paralysed, which I guess is possibly the part of the brain that works when, you know, when you're running in your dream. You're not necessarily getting up and running around the room, are you? So I can imagine that's that part of the brain taking play. I don't know too much about it. But yeah, so really this week I was actually alright, because they say that it comes on worse with stress. I've not got anything I'm stressed about. I'm quite relaxed at the moment. I'm a little bit sad. It's almost the anniversary, 1 year anniversary of me losing my dog Archie, and that was all really traumatic for me, particularly because he was my therapy dog. That's the only stress I've got, and it's not really a stress. I just feel a little bit sad about it. But it was really, really strange. What day was it? What day is it? It's Wednesday today, so it was Monday. So it was really strange because Dottie, my dog, never comes in with me. She never sleeps in with me overnight. And for some reason, she wouldn't settle on her bed in our dining room. She just wanted to be in with me. And she's got a dog bed in here for when I'm studying, and she sits in there throughout the day sometimes. So I kind of thought, okay, she's really persisting with this, and she never ever does that. So I said, okay, come, you sleep on your bed. She didn't fall asleep. She was just sitting there staring at me. I'd laid down. I did sleep hypnosis thing. I do not every night, not even weekly, but I sometimes do these sleep hypnosis audio things that they were originally prescribed by my sleep therapist at UCLH, and that's University College London Hospital, and he gave me some of these sleep hypnosis things to try out, and eventually they worked, and they were basically for me like relaxation to get me in the state where I could actually go to sleep, because my insomnia was mental. Like I would be 2-3 hours sleep a night, if that, It's got so much better. And then I found this person online on YouTube who does a series of sleep hypnosis things, and all for good dreams and like anti-anxiety and things like that. And another thing is that whenever I've dreamt, any dreams I've remembered, they've never been good. I've never had a nice dream. I've always had nightmares since before I can remember. So I've been trying new ones to try and get like positive dreams, and it's just turned out I don't remember any dreams. I remember some, but I'm not remembering a lot of them. I trained myself quite a few years ago to lucid dream. So it's almost like you have control of yourself, and it's all, for me, it's different for each person, but for me it's like when I'm asleep, I'm my awake self in my dream, because you know sometimes you can be most of the time you're somebody else, so you know you could murder someone in your dream and wake up and think, whoa, why did I do that? That's really scary, really weird. I would be watching myself kill someone as opposed to me actually. Does that make sense? Does that make me sound like a nutter? No, I don't, but I kind of watch over myself as opposed to me doing it, and I can be thinking whilst I'm dreaming about what I'm going to do the next day, and for me it's made my dreams less scary. So now I go to sleep and all this messed up crap happens in my dreams, and now I'm just quite chilled out about it, and it's fine because it's not me anymore. I'm kind of like watching a horror movie. But on Monday night, I'd laid down and I tried this new sleep hypnosis thing, and it was for lucid dreaming, to help lucid dream, and I thought, oh great, I love that I can lucid dream. I'd love to be able to do it a bit better and improve on it and just like see what I can do. And I've got this new setting on my phone, the iPhones do it, where you can alter your screen time. So from 9 o'clock every evening, my apps are limited, so I don't have Facebook and Instagram, etc. But I can click on them and say, okay, ignore for the night, and then I can be on Instagram all night, which is, the aim is to not do that because it doesn't help with sleep and it's not very good for you. Or you can say like to shut the app off in 15 minutes, so you get like an extra 15 minutes. So I did this with YouTube, and I thought, right, I'll do this audio thing like I have done so many times, but this was a new one, this lucid dreaming. And I clicked on the YouTube app and said that it can close off in 15 minutes, because hopefully by that point I'd be asleep. So I'd sat down, lay down, relaxed. I was really sort of chilled out, listening to this guy's voice, and I went to sleep. The phone had clearly cut out because I saw my clock, and it was about, I think it was like 10 past 11, 20 past 11 or something. And I woke up, what must have been instantly after the phone or the app would have switched off. And I was just sort of completely awake. Not in a sleepy state at all. I was completely awake and alert. And I just woke up and I'm there like that. And I thought, hang on, what is that? And it felt like someone gripping onto my ankles. Felt like someone holding onto my ankles really hard. It didn't hurt, but it was absolutely two hands. And I kind of thought, what the fuck? I looked down near my feet, and by my feet I had seen, and this sounds insane, I saw myself like a, say evil, but like a really fucked up version of myself. And I was just I didn't feel scared in particular, because I kind of knew this can't be real. This must be my mind playing tricks like it used to. It's just, it hadn't happened in a long time. I'd never had that before. And I looked down, and probably about, I managed to sort of, I felt like I said it, but I managed to get the words, what the fuck, out. I remember my lips moving, and I'm looking down at this thing, and I'm just holding my breath, just trying not to breathe and trying not to move. And within about 3 seconds, this thing just crawled up me really quickly and sat on my chest. At that point, I was kind of like, like right now, I had no words. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I was just like, what the hell is this? What the hell is going on? And then I heard Dottie going, that's growling, by the way. I look over, her bed's over there. And I kind of, this thing is on top of me, and I look over at her, and she's staring where I was staring. I like to debunk things, and obviously she was staring at me, like, or staring at that space, because I was staring at that space and I was really scared. So this isn't me trying to say I've got a ghost, or my doppelganger's a spirit and I'm being haunted. That's not what I'm saying at all. This was all in my mind, and this is just how terrifying it can be, because I physically felt hands pinning my legs down. I physically felt something crawl up me and sit on my chest, and I was awake. I was not asleep, I was awake, and my dog was there and she was growling, and the instant I looked over to her, it must have been a split second, I looked over to her and then I looked back and it was gone. Gone. The weight had lifted and it's gone, completely gone. And I just was in shock from it. It was ridiculous. I've never experienced anything like it before. Like I said, I used to hallucinate the person in the corner of my room, and they'd move closer to me, and occasionally I'd wake up sometimes and it would be, if it were far away, it was always on the right. If it were close, it was always on the left, and it would just be standing like at the end of the bed. To the point I actually spent years where I'd just be on my front sleeping. I'd kind of have my duvet sort of over my ears a little bit. And then gradually I just sort of thought, it's not, when I found out that this thing happens to a lot of people, it didn't scare me so much anymore. I researched it in the morning. Usually something I wouldn't do, because I don't want to be told that there's an evil spirit in my house or something, and then actually freak myself out when I was actually quite calm. But I typed in about sleep hypnosis and about lucid dreaming, and then about seeing your doppelganger, because that's what it was my doppelganger. And then it actually came up with an article about people who undergo sleep hypnosis for lucid dreams, and that they've experienced seeing their doppelganger. Now this goes back to like Celtic times. It's mad that the research I did on it, I didn't do a lot, but the stuff that came out was just mental. And it's basically the idea that you have 3 states of your own spirits. There's an animal spirit that dies when your body dies. There's then your conscious spirit, which can go on, and then there's one when you sleep as well. And it's sort of saying, how I understood it was that if I've woken up during the process of this sleep hypnosis working and me going into this lucid dream state, I woke up after 15 minutes and this thing was an hour. I don't remember what the guy had said. I must have woken up during the middle of something important where my dream state was kind of merging with my normal state, and I must have been coming into a dream, and then I woke up and then I saw this thing. But it wouldn't have freaked me out so much if I had woken up and seen it in a quick glance. The thing that was really strange and really quite horrible was that I woke up and this thing was at my ankles and I could not move, and it fucking crawled up me and sat on me, and I could see it and feel it, and just, it was horrible, and it was really cold, and it was really scary, and it was me, or it looked like me, it felt like it was me. It was weird. It was so strange. I know it was a bit of a different video this week, but I'd love to hear if any of you have had like weird moments where you've dreamt about something and then it's happened, like a premonition, or if you've had sleep paralysis before. Many of you probably had it and not even realised you've had it. If you've ever had, like, you've been seeing things in your room as you're going to sleep and they're just like almost like ghostly looking figures, and anything, just let me know. I'd love to hear about it. I find it very interesting. Yeah, it's something I'm doing a bit more research on, because it's happened way too many times for me not to look into it a bit further. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. See you next week.